We are so excited we get to speak with the amazing Amanda Kloots. You are a former Broadway dancer and former Rockette. You co-host a CBS daytime talk show, The Talk. You wrote a memoir, Live Your Life, My Story of Loving and Losing Nick Cordero, a business called AK Fitness, and now you have a new children's book called Tell Me Your Dreams. Amanda, we are so thrilled
Thank you for joining us, Amanda.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. It's nice to be here.
You have a beautiful children's book called Tell Me Your Dreams. We're big rainbow girls over here. So I love the cover art. What inspired you?
The book came about being a mom and the routines that we start creating with our children that, just to entertain them. It was bedtime. Elvis and I always do the same thing. We sit in his rocking chair. I sing him songs. We say our prayers. And as most little kids don't want to do, he did not want to get into his crib. And so I said, well, do you want me to tell you your dream that you're going to have tonight?
Oh,
And
so
he
sweet.
said yes. And so then I just started creating this fantastical dream and made it a huge adventure with all the things that he loved at the time. He still loves, but trash trucks and choo-choo trains, the beach, and ice cream. And I made it so that the dream he would get to go on with was with his dad, so that they would have this adventure together. And we just started doing it every night.
I'm wondering how you ended up talking to Elvis about Nick. Like, did you use the storytelling components to kind of try and speak to, he's a child. Like,
Yeah.
how did you work that in?
I didn't want Nick not being here to be a taboo topic. I mean,
Mhm.
Elvis has to know his dad. I
Yeah.
promised that to Nick, and I promised that to Nick's family. He is so much like his father. I don't want him to ever be like, Mom, can I play daddy's song? I don't want your feelings to get, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Right.
it's celebratory. I've just always made it a celebration. And I've just been very honest with him from day one.
I can't even imagine.
I can't
mean,
either.
what you've gone through. It's so incredible, and that you're using your platform to bring so much hope and awareness to all these people too that are dealing with difficult things.
Thank you.
You've been able to be such a bright light for so many people. I had my own experience last year with cancer, and I know that it can be really hard to stay positive, and especially when like you're dealing with things that are really, really heavy. First of all, how do you do it? Like, tell me how.
Well, I'll say during Nick's battle, it was in a way, I know it doesn't make any sense because every day we were getting bad news, but in a way it was like the only option.
Mhm.
Nick's doctor, who I absolutely loved and bonded with, he told me from day one, if we stay positive, we have options. If we're negative, there's no options. And that quote hit me like a ton of bricks because it's so true. And so I feel like with Nick too, it was more so of like, there's just no way he won't make it. Like there was
Right.
I wasn't even entertaining the idea that he wasn't gonna survive. Like it
Mhm.
just, and I look back at videos and photos and I'm like, wow, I was psycho. I was crazy.
Mm.
I mean, your phone archives everything. And so there's times where I'm like trying to find something and I see a video of myself like mid Nick's battle and I'm like, woo!
Well, Mike,
I lost it.
well,
But
how could you
in the
not?
best way. Even if I have a terrible morning where, I don't get to finish my coffee and something spills and we're running late for school and Elvis is, being difficult, I make a conscious effort of going, okay, let's reset. What are we grateful for here?
Right.
And I literally say it out loud. I don't say it in my head. I say it out loud. I'm like, I love my life. I love my job. It's a sunny day. And I'll just recount all the things. Sometimes you just have to vocalize it
Mhm.
and make yourself hear yourself say
Right.
what you need to be positive for that day. Because it's like I said, it's a choice.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm dying.
let's talk about the Rockettes. How do you become a Rockette? What in the world?
Can't imagine how hard that training is.
Yeah, it was probably the most rigorous audition I ever went to. It was around 1,000 girls my first year that I auditioned, open call. They hired 12 out of that 1,000.
Wow.
It was an all day,
Whew.
first full day, 10 to 6. And then the second day, also 10 to 6. And then the third day, I think was 10 to 3.
Wow.
And each day they whittle it down, and throughout the day they whittle it down. So you start learning a combination, they make a cut, and then they teach you more of that combination, then they make a cut, then they make you tap, and then they make you cut. And so it's a very long, rigorous process, but it trains you for exactly what the rehearsal process is, which are long, rigorous dancing days.
Gosh.
And it's precision dance, so you know what you're going in for. It's like military. You know, you have to be perfect. You don't stand out. You're one of 36 women. The goal is to all look the same. So, you're matching people, you're covering off, you're right in front or in back of somebody or side to them. You have very specific marks that you have to hit. I mean, they can see if your pinky is out of line and if it's supposed to be here or if it's supposed to be here. And you'll get a note if it's supposed to be here or there. It's extremely difficult, but also wonderful. And I met my best friends doing the Rockettes, and there's nothing like, going to work at Radio City Music Hall during Christmas time in New York City. I mean, it's amazing.
What happens if you mess up?
My first year, I was in the center because I'm one of the tallest ones. So the way they do it is the tallest girls are in the center, and then it goes to the shortest girls on the end. That gives the illusion that we're all the same height, even though we're not. And so I was in the center, and we're doing a big kick line, and I kicked out, which means I kicked when nobody else kicked.
Oh God.
This is not what you want to do, especially as a first year Rockette. And so you're immediately mortified, and everyone around you knows that you've messed up. So now you're embarrassed because your girls next to you are like, yikes. And, your dance captain is watching you. Obviously I got a note, and then I, at the end of the season, got, more notes and scolded for my mistake. I mean, it is what it is though. I mean, you're hired for perfection. So especially in a kick line, it's just really bad if you mess up a kick line.
I clearly have not been a Rockette or anywhere close to this. I think I'm going to have nightmares about kicking out, and I don't even know what that even barely means.
I think personally one of the other most stressful jobs in the world.
Yes.
Daytime TV.
Woo!
Okay. Joanna and I have been the guest of a lot of daytime shows. Like the Today Show, we will be sitting there and they'll be like, Hoda, you have 7 seconds. And she's like just putting on her shoes. Like she's, she'll like run over.
Yeah.
But like not even concerned. We have heard Al Roker on the phone be like, I have a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
If you can say what you need to say
We're
right
like
now.
Sweating for everybody.
They're like, Savannah is running in from outside, and you see the clock. It's like 11, 9,
with like
8.
12-inch heels.
How do you do it? How do you, are you guys all crazy? How do you do it?
After doing live morning television now, I do think that it takes a special person, because you are right. You get very good at doing things with seconds to go.
Seconds.
You get very good with, hiding things and being able to, smile through things. Even just how rigorous a day-to-day live television show is on your mind, how much you have to remember, how much is like short-term memory overload, how many people are in your ears and telling you things, and then trying to be present in an interview and trying to have like a fun, interesting question or take on an interview. It is interesting. I mean, I love it. I do find it very fun. And ironically, I wasn't intimidated or anything by the schedule, because I think it's so reminiscent of my Broadway days of being in live theater every single day,
right,
doing 8 shows a week.